Hi, I'm Lucy from Sew Essential and I'm here today to share the latest new look pattern roundup with you. So everything I talked about today is available on our lovely website and you'll find links to the patterns and all the gorgeous fabrics I talk about below. If you like what you see today, please like and subscribe because every Friday I bring you a video packed full of sewing goodness. And if you can't wait a whole week, do check out our Instagram account. I've linked that below as well, where we share daily posts on our grid for lots more sewing inspiration. So I've picked out my favourites from this new season range. However, there will be a slideshow at the end of the video of all the designs as well. So do stay tuned for that because there might be some others that you like in there that I haven't included in my top picks. But let's get started with the first design, which is New Look 6704. Which is a really lovely blouse with lots of pretty design details. So it's got a stand-up grandad or mandarin collar. It's a button down front and there's a button band that comes to about the mid chest. It's a loose fit. It's got gathers underneath the collar at the neckline and it's got a dropped shoulder. So the seam for the shoulder is just down here on the top of the arm. And then it's got a slight bishop sleeve, so it slightly balloons out at the end and then that's gathered into a little cuff. And then there's also some paper bag waist trousers that are loose fitting and crop that you can make as well to go with the blouse. But it was the blouse that really caught my eye. I thought this was something that I would wear quite a lot. Certainly as you transition from summer to autumn, I find blouses like the one I'm wearing today, which is a McCall's pattern, are great because you can wear them, put a cardigan on if it gets a bit cooler, take it off if it's still nice and warm. So yeah, I thought this would look great just paired with my favourite jeans and my leather jacket or a cardigan perhaps. And I thought it would look lovely made up in this ditzy print cotton lawn fabric with all the gorgeous autumnal colours in it. So it's got like a little rusty colour, a blue, like a goldy ochre colour, really pretty ditzy print, very on trend and contemporary. That it's all about the ditzy prints at the moment, isn't it? And a lovely cotton lawn, so a nice sort of weight for this top, but also, you know, nice, as I say, for the way you're transitioning through those seasons. It's good for layering. This pattern runs from an 8 to a 20, so the 8's a 31.5 bust, 24 waist and a 33.5 hip, and the 20 is a 42 bust, 34 waist and 44 hip. The next pattern I chose is another top. I always think I didn't make tops for ages. I used to sort of tend to make a lot of dresses, and then I realised actually if you get a few nice blouses in your wardrobe, it just gives you so many more different outfit options because obviously separates, you can mix and match them. So definitely I found that making blouses and things was really helpful to just give my wardrobe a bit of a boost and give me lots more options to choose from. So I was pleased to see some nice tops in this new season range, and this one is a really pretty wrap blouse which has got 3 buttons where it wraps over, which go down the asymmetric seam where it wraps over. It's got bust darts for a bit of shape, and then it's got a really cute peplum around the coming out of the waist seam. It's got the option for a waist tie, or you can just do it, secure it with the buttons, and you can go for a long sleeved or a short sleeved version. Again, great for transitioning between the seasons, great for just pairing with perhaps smart trousers if you're going into the office now, or jeans for the weekends, whatever takes your fancy really. But just a really cute little top with some nice design details. This one runs from a 4 to a 16, so that is a 29.5 bust, 22 waist, 31.5 hip for a 4, and a 38 bust, 30 waist and 40 hip for a 16. And the fabric I chose for that one is another cotton lawn, and it's this beautiful print here, which just is very vibrant. I just love that deep purple colour, and then the contrast of that sort of lime green against it. I just think it would make a really beautiful blouse, and you know, pair that with just some simple indigo jeans or black skinny jeans, or you know, trousers, and I think it would work really, really well. I think it would be absolutely lovely. So that was my second pick. And then the next pattern I picked is a gorgeous dress. It's New Look 6696. Just really like the design on this one. It's one of those patterns that's beautiful in its simplicity. So it's got a boat neck, it's got capped sleeves, princess seams come from up from the waist, or waist seams. They're not princess seams, sorry, it's a waist seam, so it comes up from the waist up to the bust, and then there's a bust dart as well, so you should be able to get a nice fit in that area. But then there are princess seams that run down the skirt, and you can go for a knee length option or a midi length option. The midi length option's got a slit, a sexy slit at the front. One view zip up, and one's got a cutout V at the waist. So let me just have a look what I mean. Yeah, so there's a plain on the back. There's a plain version which zips up the back, and the back's entirely covered, but there's also a version, I think it's the midi length version with the slit, yeah it is, where there's a cutout V just above the waistline on the back, and then the top neckline comes down into a V as well, which is just such a gorgeous design detail, and it looks like it's fastened with a tie. Yeah, it just looks absolutely gorgeous. There is a zip also on view A, so I'm not sure whether, I think that's probably just in the skirt to help you get that in, because obviously the skirt's fitted round the waist, but just some absolutely gorgeous design details. I really love that back. I think it's just so lovely. And yeah, that's it really. So you've got the very sort of plain and simple version with the boat neck, the waist darts, the bust darts, the princess seams at the front and back on the skirt, and then just a plain back that zips all the way up. Or you've got the midi length version, which has got the plain bodice on the front, the same skirt, although it's longer, and it's got a slit, a thigh slit, and then it's got this gorgeous design detail on the back which comes down into a V from the neckline, and then there's also a cutout V at the back. So super sexy, really interesting, lovely design detail. This runs from a 6 to an 18 as well, so same measurements as one of the previous patterns I mentioned. All the sizing is on our website, so do just check there if you just want to be doubly sure, because the sizes do vary on these patterns. But the fabrics that are recommended are things like challis, crepe de chine, crepe, cotton blends, silky types, rayon. So the fabric I chose is this lovely crepe fabric. It's one of our leaner crepes. It's Lady McElroy, and it's called Chelsea Showcase. It's got this beautiful floral print on it, but I thought this was a really nice fabric for autumn as well. Just those sort of purpley tones, those rich sort of wine coloured tones, I thought would really work well. And it's a lovely weight fabric. I've used this base cloth to make a wrap skirt myself, and it just hangs really nicely, but it's a good weight for skirts and dresses as well, in my opinion. So I thought that would work beautifully, and just that simple sort of plain design on the front would really show this beautiful print off as well. So the next design I wanted to show you is 6695, which has got a definite boho vibe about it, so very contemporary, very now. It's got a round neck, and there's a narrow tie and keyhole on one of the views. Oh no, that's on both of the views, sorry. But then there's also the option to add a ruffle around the keyhole and around the round neck, to really sort of add those extra sort of boho vibes, I suppose, and prettiness. At the bodice, there's some gathers at the waist going up towards the bust. There's a centre front seam on the bodice, and then there's a midi skirt which is pleated. So lots and lots of different features, pleats and gathers, keyholes, ties, ruffles. There's lots to play with here, and you know, choose your favourite combinations. And then there's a subtle bishop sleeve that's gathered into a cuff option for a long sleeve. Or there's like a drawstring sleeve that's a shorter one, so you can put a drawstring in and it gathers up a little bit. So again, lots of things to play with here, lots of different sewing techniques to try. and just a really super pretty dress. I love View A with the ruffle personally. I think it's just gorgeous. This one runs from a 4 to a 16, so I think we've already been through that size chart, but as I said, they're all on the website anyway. But the fabrics that are recommended for this are cotton lawns, crepe de chine, silky types again. So the fabric I chose is this Hermione John Caldor print, which is again a nice lovely weight crepe. It's got the floral print on it, dark florals, very much in again this season, and I think that would work beautifully for that dress and that whole boho peasant vibe. The thing I like about that dress as well, I should mention, is that often with the boho vibe, the dresses can be very loose fitting, like a buffet dress they called it on the Sewing Bee, and I know that's not everybody's cup of tea. Some people really like it, and we've featured those sorts of designs plenty of times on the channel as well. But if you're somebody who likes a more fitted waist but you still want that sort of frilly femininity and prettiness of you get with that boho vibe, I think that pattern's a great option for you, because it is quite fitted at the waist thanks to the pleats and the gathers, but it's still got some of the other lovely features. The next pattern is 6693, which runs in a 4 to a 16 again. Again, this is a pattern that's beautiful in its simplicity, nice simple lines. It's got bust darts and waist darts going up to the bust. There's an option for a tulip sleeve, which is really pretty. So that's where the sleeve is in sort of two parts and overlaps to create that sort of tulip effect. Or there's a small puff sleeve, which is really pretty. It's got a waist seam, so it's fitted at the waist, and it's got a slightly flared skirt. And the fabrics suggested for this, again, similar things: woven fabrics, rayons, cotton blends, crepes, that sort of thing. I chose a gorgeous viscose fabric, which I really love. I love this design. I wanted to make something with this and I just haven't got around to it yet, but just look at this. How pretty is that? It's just gorgeous. I love the emeraldy green sort of colour. It's sort of like a, I suppose it's halfway between an emerald and a forest probably, and then it's got this lovely floral print on it. Oh gosh, it's just so pretty, and I think it would look beautiful made up into that dress. And again, nice sort of autumn vibes from that fabric, but nice to have a bit of a splash of colour as well. You know, I do find in the winter particularly, I mean, I love bright colours anyway, but it's always nice to bring a bit of vibrant colour to your winter wardrobe as well. And then finally, New Look 6692. This one runs in a 6 to an 18, so I think we've run through that already. Again, very contemporary design. All the key trends ticked here. We've got a tiered skirt. We've got that peasant sort of boho vibe going on again. We've got a square neckline, which is very on trend at the moment. I'm seeing square necklines absolutely everywhere, and that would be quite fun to sew as well. Just learn some of the techniques involved in that. There's a horizontal seam which intersects with princess seams on the bodice to create that sort of square. And again, you've got actual full princess seams on the bodice of this one, so that's going to enable you to get a good fit on the bust. There's options for a necktie at the back and a shirred centre back panel. So yeah, there's a little opening at the top, so the bodice comes up to sort of probably midway up your back at the back. It's shirred, again, another great technique to learn and very, very contemporary and on trend. And then the top of the back is left open, but there's a little tie there just to hold those the sleeves up, I suppose, and the bodice up. And then there's the skirt's gathered at the waist, and you've got the tiered panel at the hem, and then you can go for a sleeveless option or a short sleeve puff sleeve. So yeah, lots of options to have lots of fun there. Again, you could pick one of the more autumnal fabrics that I picked for this, but I'm aware we've got viewers from all over the world, so some of you lucky people out there might just be going into summer, and I thought, well, this Lozano John Caldor cotton fabric would be absolutely perfect for that dress, and the colours are just so pretty that I just had to include that. I thought that would work really well. So I hope you've enjoyed that today, guys. As I mentioned at the start of the video, everything's available on our website, and I always put all the links below, so do check those out if you're interested in anything that I've shown you today. And also do stay tuned now for the full slideshow video, and please like and subscribe if you like what you see today, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.